Meow, meow. So I've got a circle in for the head, and now I'm going to kind of pop little lines in here for where the roots of the ears, I guess. And we'll fix that circle there. It's not a perfect circle, but the cat's head isn't a perfect circle. And it's just a bit of guidance to start with. And in a lot of ways, the ears can be simple triangles. More than anything, I want to be happy with the direction they're going in. But I don't worry about perfection because, a little wonkiness adds character. And this is that, you see that tabby stripe ring around the chest? That's what I'm following here. It's just a useful bit of guidance for me. So I look for things like that. And then I pop the paws in down here as just simple ovals to start with. And it gives me a bit of guidance for doing these side lines. I've got somewhere I'm going with it that way. I've got a direction to go. And just that lovely swoop. Now this back end part that peeks out, we want to go a little easier on it throughout the whole drawing because we want it to look like it's in the background. So we don't want it to pop out quite as strongly as the paws in the front. And this is just kind of a guiding line for where the top lip is going to go. And I want this cat to be a real little character. A line for the eyes. And another line for the eyes, which creates a little pocket. And then I'll divide that pocket into separate eyes so I can just pop them in. Up till now I've been using fairly light pencil lines, but I can get a little bolder drawing the eyes in because I know where they're going to go. And it really is, it's placement of features that really is more important than total accuracy. Looks a little weird to start with, doesn't it? But this is what works for me, and you know what? You'll find your own way. Take some of mine, add to it. If something doesn't work for you right away, it might later. It's really about not only your own finished style, but your own style of getting there too. And I just hope I can give you a bit of guidance on that. I'm just hesitating carefully. You want to make sure I get that little nosy, the proper distance under the eyes that I'm happy with. I like that. A little bit of harsh lines on the side, so soften them up with the eraser. Erasers are very handy drawing tools as well as pencils are. I felt like that line was a little bit off, and I tried to change it, but I ended up going back to my original idea because I like the wonkiness. I like that crooked smile. It helps give Kitty lots of character. So I really got the general shapes in now. So I can start refining things a little. Yeah, this is where I was going to fix that line, and I ended up pretty much putting it back in the same place because that just seemed to be where my hand wanted to go the second time. So I guess that was telling me something. That was my intuition working. and those fangs, which actually I guess are what we would call eye teeth. And I don't know my facts for sure, but they seem to be right at the edge of the eye, like they start right between, if we follow a line up, they're right between the edge of the nose and the edge of the eye. And then the bottom ones I put a little more simply in. They're just kind of one solid piece. And I end up putting the fangs in a little bit bigger than they would be because the thing is, it's the part inside that's the white that is the tooth. So if we try to make it the exact same size, we'll lose some of that. And especially if we do a bit of shading in this inside the mouth. So we want to make sure the teeth are big enough. So they show. And a really sharp pencil is good for getting the teeth in. And don't worry if one seems a little bigger or point in another direction than the other, because that just adds character. Well, for example, I have two cats and one only has one fang in the top. She's only got 9 of her teeth left because of dental disease, and the other one, Sharma, Shanti's the first one, and my other cat, Sharma, she only has 6 teeth left and they're all on the bottom. So, and when she got her dental surgery, it gave her a new grin, a really kind of cute grin, actually. So embrace that kind of thing, the character. Now I can refine these lines a little bit. And allowing lines to be thick in some places and thin in others all adds to the interest of the drawing. And also broken lines adds to the interest of the drawing. It allows a little light in. The spots that you miss look like the sun might be hitting it there. And tabby stripes by the eyes. I love tabby stripes. They really help shape the contour of the head and they add that character. And I especially am rather partial to the ones, the M on the forehead and the stripes beside the eyes. And I could have added a bit more in the way of tabby stripes to the face, but I feel like if I do, it takes away from what I'm aiming at, and that is the character of Kitty's smile. And more tabby stripes in the face also compete with the whiskers. We know they're there, but but drawing is, to me, everything is about less is more. And, especially drawing, because we want a focal point. We don't want too much information because then the eye doesn't know where to look. Less is more. Simplicity. The KISS method. Keep it simple. I don't know, for me, I might need 2 S's. So now I can give some hints of, the tabby stripes having a bit of hair in them. And I often get asked, how do I draw fur? I tell people that I draw fur by not really drawing fur. We know the shape of a cat, and all the little wiggle lines and tabby stripes and things that you put in, they help add to the suggestion of fur. And truly, if you saw a cat across the room, if it was far enough across the room to look this small, you wouldn't see the fur besides little hints of it. It's the shape of the cat that matters. I like this little character so far. When you see my hand disappear, it's usually because I'm hunting for a different pencil or sharpening a pencil. And I'm not always good at making sure they're all sharp before I start. But more than anything, because sometimes I want a more dull pencil for certain areas, so I don't really want to waste them all by sharpening them all up when I might want that specific one to be a little more dull. Give the ears a bit of texture, the shape within the ears. Notice my toe lines are just random lines that are pointing in the same direction as toe lines would be and in the general place where toe lines would be. I don't worry about trying to analyze the photo and getting them in the exact same spot, because every time we try to make it perfect, that takes away from that beautiful impressionistic look. And I shaded in the mouth to kind of help it sink back and look like the empty cave that it is, I guess. Oh, and there we go. We've got Sharma coming to visit. She has to thoroughly investigate my drawings. And usually have at least one visit from her every time I do a video. Anyhow, when I filled in the mouth, I found that the one tooth, and it did end up not looking quite as conspicuous as the other. And again, that adds to the character. There she is again, checking things out. She's the one with only 6 teeth on the bottom. Maybe she's going, what's wrong? That cat has top teeth. There's something wrong with it. These are little whisker dots. Very, really kind of a line of squiggles more than anything. Just a suggestion of where the whiskers come from. Look at that tail. That sneaky little tail. There she goes again. Okay, I think she's done now. For now. I like this little character so far. We can darken that up a bit. You want to go cautiously at this stage. Because you can do too much. And that's one of the best things for me about making the videos. I have really learned so much about my own art, because I do voiceover after I'm done, because I'm not really comfortable talking about the drawing as I go. And often I think I get to a certain point and I think I should have left it right there. Easy does it at this stage for sure. More than anything, spending some time with my drawing at this stage and deciding, if I do actually want to change anything. Darken up these tabby stripes a bit. I just love that M. I'm pretty happy with this little kitty. I love to hear what you want to learn, what kind of videos you'd like to see, what kind of different cat poses. I love to hear about your cat. I love to hear about where you're watching from, what medium you like to use, all those things. Please reach out. I love to hear from you. Help us build this amazing community of crazy cat artists. Now the whiskers. I always try to get at least a couple of whiskers crossing over for authenticity. And I really try to aim the whiskers in the direction of the flow of the drawing. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.